So what's up again? I got another update. I got some car parts, but I got a lot of work done too. I just disassembled the engine block completely. Yeah, there's like 3 little bolts left in it and the freeze plugs for the coolant passages, but other than that, it is stripped bare. The head is at the machine shop. I'm kind of weighing my options with cylinder head stuff. What I wanted to do was just mill it or deck it and put it back on. I was gonna lap the valves and put new valve stem seals in it, and like maybe valve springs and retainers. But I kind of wanted to just do it, not like to be faster and cheap, but like I've heard a lot of good things about the stock head on a Y8. I mean, you're not gonna go making 500 horsepower on it, but you can flow enough air through those things to make decent power for a EG 4-door. I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to set any records. I'm not trying to break stuff. I just want to make a little more power and mostly just be reliable. So to that end, I definitely pulled the oil pan off the old engine, and it's just clearly oil starvation. I mean, there was the top of the piston looks perfect. The valves, the combustion chamber on the head looks perfect. Everything is bottom end. I mean, obviously the crank is seized. My first thought was like maybe there was an air fuel mixture problem and the pistons slagged and just stopped where they were, and obviously that wasn't the case. It was me. It was ignoring the oil pressure gauge, so that's abuse. But yeah, like I said, lesson learned. Moving on. So to that end, I found a Canton Racing oil pan. It's wet sump. It's like a 5.5 quart. It's got an oil return line. It's made for, I forget what it said, like a D16A1, and I was like, oh boy. But then a customer asked a question to Canton, like straight on the website, like, will this fit on a Z6? And Canton said, yeah, the bolt pattern's the same, so sure, it'll fit on a Z6. So I don't know why they don't advertise it as like just a D16 oil pan. It's kind of sketchy that way, but I wish they would. Anyway, and I've got a whole plan for an oil cooler. I've got like the parts in my shopping cart. I just don't have the cash. So all those things are yet to come. What else do we got? All right, here's more. So this is a big mess. Sorry about that, but I'll try and go through it quick. Valve lapping compound. I got an OEM D16 Y8 head gasket because it's a Y8 head. I've got the ARP head stud kit from the old block. I've got my piston ring pliers. All this stuff is from Amazon, basically. I mean, not the head gasket, not that. Pliers are from Amazon. Got an assortment of not quite Dremel sander, flappy paddle sanders. I got my plastic gauge. I'm gonna keep this handy because I need that soon. So I've got a Dremel, like a flex shaft, a Dremel, and a stand. So I can put the Dremel in the stand and then have the flex shaft hooked up to this handle, and I can do a minor port and polish, mostly polish, with that setup. Also, I've got some layout fluid, excuse me, OEM front and rear main seal. I mean, I'm gonna need more than that, but that's that right now. I have my ported D16 Z6 oil pump and the gaskets and O-rings for that. King thrust washers, King crank bearings, and King rod bearings. Those are all the standard. So I might have to get the HX. Basically, they're slightly thinner, like 1/1000th thinner. I might get another set of both. of the HX, so I can kind of mix and match. Most of the bearings that came out of the new engine were blue. They were green. Some were brown and one was black. So that's pretty much right down the middle. I mean, the black one not so much, but the I know the greens are like dead in the middle. So, you know, we'll see. I need to do some measuring. I don't know if this is gonna work in the new oil pan, but I have my magnetic drain plug and a Subaru washer for some reason. There's a Blox one. Luckily it stuck to the trunk of this car, so it didn't go far when I dropped it. Piston rings in a mystery white box. Yeah, okay, that checks out. The YCP pistons, which I'm still iffy about. I took them out and looked at them, and they look fine. The Teflon coating's definitely a nice addition, but I'm not convinced 100%. And then the Speed Factory Racing steel Vitara no notch long rods. Those are pretty nice. I mean, they're steel. Obviously, they're well made. I just feel like it's a little bit of a step down from my aluminum Skunk 2 Alpha rods, but it is what it is. I broke those.